October was a very exciting month for the perfume world just because there were so many perfume releases. So I have been wearing the perfumes that were on my October perfume tray, but then there were also some that were launched that I got and wore as well. So I will start off with the perfumes I wore that were on my October perfume tray. Let's start with the one that I wore the most, which isn't even a perfume. It is the fragrance mist by Victoria's Secret called Bare Vanilla Golden. If you have it, pull it out. If you don't, maybe you can find it somewhere else used. Or I'm hoping that Victoria's Secret is going to release it again just because it is perfect. It's such a beautiful scent. It says that it has sugar tonka, orchid blossom, bare vanilla at golden hour. And to me, this is, oh my God, this to me is the perfect vanilla scent because it has a very strong vanilla, but then it has this brown sugar aspect to it. It smells a little bit spicy. It has almost something fireplace like to it, and then it's super cozy but still smelling very special and intriguing. It is sexy at the same time and sweet. It's just simple yet complex at the same time. I am so sad that first of all, it's not available anymore. Second of all, it's just a fragrance mist because the longevity is definitely not the best at all. I have to overspray a lot to even smell it for 1 hour. But this was my bedtime scent in October and I loved it. On the more warm days, I wore Winter Palace by Memo. I don't really think it smells very wintry because it has something so fresh and fruity to it, almost appropriate for springtime or even summer. It's not a very deep and strong winter fragrance to me at all. I think there is red tea in here and it reminds me of a red tea we drink a lot with some citruses. So there's orange in here and lemon, there's grapefruit in here, bergamot. So it's very fresh, uplifting and sour, almost sour smelling with this beautiful red fruity tea as well. There's also mate tea, which I also love in fragrances. And then you have some vanilla, some musk, and some amber. And all of those notes are quite airy. They are not very thick and heavy. Amber can be very heavy. It's not in here at all. Vanilla as well, not at all in here. And the musk is just a little bit powdery, just a slight bit powdery. It's a very special perfume and easy to wear for me at least, but still so unique and complex. The only thing that I don't really like about the perfume is the longevity because on me, quite a weak performance. I smell it maybe for like 2 to 3 hours and then I have to reapply. Another tea perfume I definitely wore quite a lot is One Umbrella for Two by Floraïku, which is a sister company to Memo. Oh my God, and this is such an addictive smell to me and it's quite strong. If the Winter Palace is more quiet, this is very strong. This is very, I'm here, I'm present. And this is such a fun note structure. The most present note in here is the blackcurrant but absolute. It smells like a very fresh blackcurrant juice. That's what it smells like to me, with genmaicha and puffed rice. So you have this almost nutty rice tea-like experience at the same time with some white musk and some cedar. But it's most of all very fruity, sweet, gourmand smelling. But then it has this very interesting DNA of the genmaicha, of the puffed rice, which makes it super unique. But at the same time, if you like blackcurrants, and I mean the real blackcurrants, not the very synthetic kind that you have in a lot of fragrances, if you like the fresh blackcurrant smell, this is So, so beautiful. Also not something I would only wear in fall and winter time. I could easily wear it in spring and summer. But because it has this nuttiness to it, I can also see myself wearing it in fall and winter time over and over again. And I am wearing it quite a lot already. And I think this is the last one from my perfume tray that I wore, which is Kayali's The Wedding Silk Santal 36 with champagne, freesia, praline, nectarine, sandalwood, and sugared musk. I have been talking about this perfume a lot, so I will try my best to keep it simple. At first, this smells like a sweet nectarine to me, quite fresh, and then once it dries down, it smells like sugared musk, praline, and a very smooth vanilla. Reminds me a little bit of Maud Vanilla, has a certain Cloud Baccarat Rouge DNA going on, but in the best way possible. It's absolutely comforting and cozy, perfect as a bed scent, perfect to wear during the day in fall and winter. And now I have quite a few Zara scents that I have been wearing this month. The first one is a new perfume in my collection, which is called Hypnotic Vanilla. And if you like Hypnotic Poison by Dior and you want a more affordable version, run and get this one. If you wanted to like Hypnotic Poison by Dior and it just didn't wow you, it wasn't 100% for you, try this one out, because I always wanted to love Hypnotic Poison, but to me it wasn't round enough. Something was too much, too loud. And this one is a lot more subdued and smooth, and I like it even more. I think this one is a little bit more elegant and not as loud, so I love it. I think there is almond in here, there's vanilla in here. It has this slight powdery aspect to it, but it's perfect in here because otherwise, I think the almonds in the vanilla would be too heavy, too thick. It's quite a thick consistency if you think about how this smells, but then the powderiness makes it more airy. Another Zara perfume I wore was Tuesday Totally Terrific by Zara. If you want to get it, you have to definitely run because they are discontinuing this one right at this very second. So right now, I looked this morning, and I saw it on the website heavily discounted, I think for like 10 or 11 euros for a big bottle. This is 75 milliliters. This one is very niche smelling to me. Doesn't smell like a Zara, typical Zara perfume. Doesn't smell like a designer perfume. It is quite fresh and woody. In the beginning, it has a very strong bergamot note that is very fresh and citrusy, and you can smell the woods already, and then they get stronger and stronger, and it gets very fresh and woody. And then before it gets too woody and too masculine for me, there is this very soft vanilla and whipped cream accord, which balances it out and makes it so that I can wear it. The only thing is that this actually has a good longevity, actually a very good longevity for Zara especially. Wow. I can spray it in the morning, and when I come back in the afternoon, I can still smell it. So actually this is a very good longevity on this one. This one, on the other hand, very weak performance. This I can smell maybe like 1 to 2 hours, and then I have to spray it again. And I am an oversprayer. But if you buy this for 10 or 11 euros, it's okay in my opinion. It smells very niche, as I said. And my husband likes to wear it as well. And then it got quite cozy. And on those days, I either wear Gris Chanel by BDK or I wear Versace's Crystal Noir. And I wore this one the most. It's so cozy. It's so cozy and sexy at the same time. It has this cardamom in here. It has ginger, it has peony, it has sandalwood, musk, and amber. And the base notes are definitely the loudest together with the cardamom. So first of all, I get a very strong cardamom reminding me of Gris Chanel, but then there's a very strong sandalwood note mixed with some musk and some amber. Not very floral to me, actually. There is some gardenia, orange blossom peonies in here. I don't really smell them. It's a very strong sandalwood, in my opinion, just like Gris Chanel. And the sandalwood is very similar in both of those scents, which is why it reminds me of the other one. But this is a lot more feminine. It's a lot more creamy. It's a lot more easy to wear. The other one has a very strong black tea note, which makes it quite herbal and even smelling slightly more masculine, I would say. And this one is just more easy to wear, has quite a good longevity for a designer perfume, so I don't really have to spray it a lot. Then I got this new release in the mail and I didn't know what to think of it, but once I sprayed it on my hand, I was in love. So this is Café Rose by Tom Ford, and I have been wearing it actually quite a lot, which I didn't think I would when I received it, because I have a lot of rose perfumes in my collection, and also I have quite a few coffee and rose combinations in my perfumes. So I thought this was going to be one of many, but it's not. It's not like anything in my collection. It's quite a deep and dark rose, like a almost wine colored rose. And on my skin, it develops to something more creamy. It almost has this creamy body lotion effect on my skin with some spices in here. There is some ylang ylang in here, and I think this is what gives it this creamy aspect. I love ylang ylang in fragrances, and I found it so interesting because this is a very deep perfume with rose. There's coriander in here, patchouli, and it is a quite strong patchouli on my skin, but I like it. It gives it this interesting and more intriguing aspect. And then you have the coffee. So the ylang ylang was very exotic to me, but it works. It just works in this perfume. And my husband also loves it on me. Just a quick mention, but I am wearing it quite a lot. It's this discontinued perfume by Zara again. This is Majestic Green. It's from the men's department, and I always say, to me it smells like a niche perfume, maybe from Celine, because it has this very elegant, effortless aspect to it. It smells quite powdery with a very beautiful creamy vanilla. I think there's some iris in here and some strong cardamom. It's quite simple yet unique. It's very strong for a Zara perfume, definitely not masculine leaning at all. And it's just comforting and cozy, but strong, as I said. So you can wear it in the fall and winter time as an everyday scent, but also I love to wear it for bedtime. And the last perfume I'm going to show you today is Ambre Superfluide by Eaux Primordiales. This is a new one in my collection and I am in love. It was love at first sniff. It has similarities to Harrod by Parfum de Mali, Ambre Narguilé by Hermès, and so on. There are a lot of perfumes that have this DNA to them. So they are quite ambery. They have this apple pie thing going on, smelling a little bit like fall or Christmas markets. And this one is on my skin the most smooth and refined version of that DNA. So it has cinnamon in here, it has apple, it has amber, it has cardamom, it has honey in here, sesame, rum, and tobacco. I love rum and tobacco in perfumes, and for some reason they just balanced this perfume out so perfectly that it is so unisex to me. When I first saw the notes, I was a little bit hesitant. I didn't know if it would be too masculine on my skin, because Harrod sometimes is a little bit too masculine on me, but I love this on my skin. It has a strong performance, but it's never too much. And I love those types of perfumes, because a lot of times if they are too much, I get a strong headache. I do not get it from this at all. It's so refined, but still very Christmassy to me, or more like fall, like maybe like an apple cider or something like that. It reminds me of that. And it has this certain freshness to it, maybe from the bergamot, not too sure. But that fresh aspect is almost giving me this feeling of just smelling the air at the Christmas market or at like an apple tree farm or something like that. And the air that I smell, it's not very thick and heavy, it's more airy. So it's an experience for me, to say the least. I love it. Have been wearing it more so at nighttime, but I feel like I'm going to wear it during daytime, especially when it gets a lot more cooler as well. So these were all of the perfumes I wanted to show you that I wore last month. Let me know which ones you wore. Did you wear the ones you wanted to wear? Did you get new perfumes that you actually wore more? Let me know, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!